Thank you guys for coming to the second half of our program. The Arrive Alive program was designed after statistics showed on average one person would die in the United States every 15 minutes from an alcohol-related accident. Although that number has declined over the last 15 years, officers have noticed an increase in crashes resulting from distracted driving and texting while driving. The Arrive Alive program challenges teens to make the right decision before driving and texting or driving while impaired or being distracted by other means. Currently, Anoka County has the second highest number of alcohol-related fatalities in the state of Minnesota. The video you are about to see shows the events that led up to the mock crash scenario that you saw out in the stadium yesterday, as well as what would follow if this were a real event. Our goal is not to scare you with the footage that you'll see, but show you the real consequences that one bad decision can have and how it can affect not only your life, but your families, your friends, and your entire community.
This party tonight's gonna be so awesome. I'm so excited to get drunk.
Is it?
My aunt's bringing so much alcohol for us.
What? When is she? What color is that? You guys aren't even drunk yet. Like, really? You guys have a tent?
Oh my god.
We're not. Who's pulling?
Yeah.
I'm not drinking.
Oh, you don't get the tent. You gotta drink or you're not getting the tent. You don't get the tent. My tent.
Nope, mine.
My tent. Should I try it? Yes. I've never done it.
You really shouldn't drink that much. Come on, we have school tomorrow.
You're gonna love it.
I just won't get in a car or something.
Yeah, it'll be fine.
You have to drink the whole. So short. I told you.
I love your laugh.
I'm planning on going to Columbia College Chicago for a major in musical theater and then a minor in either English education or communication. And I'm just gonna try to pursue my acting dream and see where it takes me.
So Nicole, where do you want to go to college? I'm not really decided yet, but I definitely want to do something with theater and music.
Yay, my sister. Yes.
What? Go. What? No, I'm not singing.
All right, sing, let's go.
No.
We'll sing Five Forever.
I need at least 3 drinks before I'll sing.
Okay, so like if it was my dream job, I would want to work in like a rehabilitation center, and I'd want to work with people who have like eating disorders, people who have like addictions. And,
I'm going to U of M Twin Cities. Biomedical engineering.
Yeah.
Go away, Vianette. Go home. I'm going to sell your pacemaker that will keep you alive.
Wow.
Alan, if you ever be reactive.
Yeah, I just stole it all.
Nonsense. I'm not gonna drink tonight. I got test tomorrow. I'm not drinking. I can't drink tonight.
Steven.
Nah.
Oh no, I swear. Tomorrow, Zemlin Inquirer first hour.
Oh my God.
You guys are just gonna be totally
She would be
trash.
so mad.
And she's gonna be really mad.
You guys, my aunt just texted me and she's here with the stuff. Corey, let's go get it.
Yeah. Finally.
Yeah.
Good car represent. Need help?
guys, should I do it?
Can I get some more?
Do it.
Yeah! Are we just go? Whose turn? My turn!
That's right. Alan, take a drink.
Drink it.
Oh, he goes with it.
Ooh, down it.
Drink it! Oh my god, Corey!
Red card, bro.
Tip it back. Come on. Yeah! Not good.
Ooh.
Oh my god!
the fire, guys.
It's like your bottle's like halfway gone.
I know, I'm so excited.
Turn.
You got his own bottle of it.
You did? Yeah. We're gonna kick your butt. Unless we're on the same team.
Yeah,
I like
you
that
know
song.
the guy who's drinking like what, Pepsi or something?
It's Coca-Cola.
My bad.
Corey, you look like a mess.
Nah, I'm fine.
No, you need to go to bed.
We have to walk tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm not letting you get in a car.
Okay, I got.
And we need to go to bed early because we have a huge drug test tomorrow.
I can't.
No, I can't.
buddy.
Oh my god! This is embarrassing. Oh my god.
Guys, Corey, Maya, we have to wake up. We have to go to school. It's running late.
I don't think anyone else is up. Okay, if we walk now, we can make it.
We have to walk.
Corey, you're not getting in a car. Let's go.
Guys, get up. Hey. Come on, wake up. Guys. Don't wake Karen up. We gotta get to school.
Oh, come on, let's go.
5 minutes. We gotta go.
We gotta go. Come on. I got a test.
Hey, you guys want to ride with me?
Yeah,
sure. We can stop by my house. All right.
Oh, that's fine.
Breakfast. Come on, guys. We can finish this on the way to school.
We gotta go, guys.
Hey, Nicole, let me drive.
I'm fine.
No, seriously, you're no condition to drive. You've been drinking all night.
I'm
And you're
fine.
still drinking.
I can drive. It's
No, you
fine.
can't, Nicole.
It's only a little alcohol.
Vianette, are you coming with or no?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Just wait. Alan texted me. Okay, he said he's gonna cover for us if we're late. Just so. Just calm down. It's gonna be fine. Don't worry about it.
Steven, you should probably go.
Just wait. It's totally fine, guys. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure? We have to finish this. Finish it before we get to school, you guys. We can't wait. Careful. I mean, he might already be in class. Seatbelt don't work.
Guys, that party was so much fun.
Nicole! This is why you understand
51 rider. I think you're just gonna walk in. Okay, but I'll tell him right.
We're gonna get it fixed up, okay? Relax. We got a Hamilton route, alright?
753, right?
Leg injury. Putting the board in on this side. Okay.
Joel, once you're done with him, I'm going to need to take him.
Yep, you got it.
Walking.
Check your status. Female was reporting to you for a test. Smells it.
Email for Blaine for a test. Smells it 287.
You ready for this?
No,
This is the worst part of the job. Hi, are you Mr. Diaz?
Yes.
I'm sorry to come to you like this, but your daughter, Bianette, was involved in a very tragic accident earlier today. She was hit by a drunk driver. Unfortunately, she didn't survive.
No.
Howard, somebody doing CPR. I don't see any signs of life.
Okay. Struck the other vehicle.
Ready?
Okay.
Lucas?
Okay, Ellen was going about 45, 50 miles an hour. She was in the back seat.
Yeah, still no activity at all. We're gonna have to call it. So, time of death, 14:06. And so, I want to tell you first of all that I'm so sorry to have to say this, but I'm afraid that Karen has passed. She was in a really bad car accident today. She was in the back seat. Unfortunately, she wasn't wearing a seatbelt.
Sure. A little bit. Okay.
Yep. She's gonna be okay?
Yep. Exactly. So, but she's gonna be.
Thank you.
Head first.
Okay.
Hello everyone, this is Corey. We're going to get them over to the CT scan as soon as we can. We're going to get CTs of everything. And as soon as I have more information, we'll let you know.
Hello? Mom? Mom, I'm at the police station. I don't know what's happening. There was a car accident. Stephen pulled out in front of me and I hit him. I didn't know what happened. I hit this car and Beanut's dead.
Okay, calm down. Alright. Alright. Are you okay? Annette got killed? Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Nicole Marie Longfield, I believe you have been driving, operating, or controlling a motor vehicle in violation of Minnesota's DWI laws, and you have been placed under arrest for this offense. You have been involved in a motor vehicle accident resulting in property damage, personal injury, or death.
Given the circumstances, you guys haven't had a chance to think about this too much, but I don't know what your wishes were as for Annette as far as services, if you were thinking traditional burial or immediate cremation.
Con las circunstancias en las que estamos ahorita, no sabe.
I didn't realize I was doing anything wrong by getting my niece some beer.
Eileen, I think what you need to understand about this whole thing is you bought the alcohol for your niece, somebody was injured, somebody was killed because of it. It doesn't matter that you yourself were not present at the party. It's just that simple. You cannot get alcohol for minors.
And the next matter on the calendar today is State versus Stephen Newberger. Mr. Newberger, you've previously been certified to stand trial as an adult in this matter. Mr. Sadowski, I'm going to have you go first.
My client was perfectly sober. He may have been attending the party, but he had no alcohol in the system whatsoever. Blood tests revealed that he had no controlled substances in his system. The only mistake that he made is a mistake of texting while operating his motor vehicle. His motor vehicle, in fact, did strike a pedestrian who was dared to run across the street, probably unsafely, but he did not directly cause the death of the passenger. Potentially, my client is looking at a maximum of 15 years in prison and a $30,000 fine. The person who struck him, the person who was driving the vehicle that resulted in the death of a passenger in her car, was in fact intoxicated, and she's looking at a maximum of 10 years in prison. And they're trying to hold my client to the level of 15 years in prison. And
To respond to Mr. Sadowski's last arguments there, texting and driving can lead to the very same results as can driving under the influence, as we've seen in this very case. The defendant's actions in this case, unlike those of the other driver, were responsible for both injuries to one party in this case, as well as to the death of another human being. And that gets me to the meat of the argument here today. If the defendant hadn't been texting and driving, he wouldn't have run through the red arrow, the red light at the turn. And not only would he not have hit the pedestrian and caused the injuries that he did, he would not have had the collision or contributed to the cause of the collision that caused the death of the person in the back of that car.
Mr. Newberger, I've carefully considered the arguments of your lawyer. There is no doubt in my mind that the state has established that there is probable cause, that you have played a substantial role in the criminal vehicular homicide that occurred here. And based on the facts as the court has viewed them, I am requiring that you stand trial for criminal vehicular homicide as well as criminal vehicular operation. Having previously been certified as an adult in this matter, the maximum sentence on the charge of criminal vehicular homicide is 10 years in prison, a $20,000 fine, or both. Do you have any questions at this time about my ruling, Mr. Newberger? All right, then at this time, I am ordering that you remain in custody under the original terms and conditions that were set previously, and I'm ordering that you appear for a pretrial in this matter. We're here today in the state versus Nicole Marie Longfield. Ms. Longfield, we're here for sentencing today. You've been certified to adult court, and today we are here for sentencing Mr. Audette.
Thank you, Your Honor. Your Honor, the defendant in this case killed the very person who tried to stop her from driving drunk. Instead of listening to Bionette, the defendant drove off doing shots in the car with her friends. If only the defendant had cared more for Bionette, Bionette would have been here. She would have been able to grow up. She would have been able to go to college as she planned to do, work at what she loved to do, and perhaps have a family. But all of that, because of the defendant's actions, is never going to happen. The Minnesota sentencing guidelines tell the court that the defendant should be sentenced to 48 months in prison. And that's nothing compared to what Bionette and her family have and will endure. So I ask the court respectfully to sentence the defendant to that 48 months in prison. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Audette. Mr. D.
Thank you, Your Honor. Obviously, this has been a very difficult case, and by now the court knows Nicole. And Nicole is a good kid. She's caring, she's friendly, she had a job, she's no problems at school, she got good grades, she's involved in theater, and she's had no priors, which is very important. Your Honor, typically kids get a chance, sometimes 2, sometimes 3. Nicole isn't going to have that opportunity. She accepted responsibility for that. I would remind the court this was not an intentional incident. She has to live with this for the rest of her life. There's nothing that the court can do to her that's going to erase the fact that she ended a friend of hers' life. We would ask that the court consider departing from the 48 months that is being requested here to perhaps 24 and let her get back on track and get on with her life. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. D. Ms. Longfield, I'll have you rise, please. Ms. Longfield, this is not a good day for anyone. I know that your focus today may be on yourself, but you have caused the death of a human being. You have also devastated the lives of numerous people, not the least among them your parents, who tried to do the best job that they could raising you. And you have disappointed them in a profound way, and I don't know that you can ever make amends for that. You certainly can't make amends for the life that was lost here. The victim's parents will never be the same. And I hope you're never the same either, because I hope you never take another drink and get behind the wheel of a car. I've listened carefully to the arguments of your lawyer, and while he makes a compelling argument, because of your young age, I am mindful of the fact that a life was lost here and that cannot be replaced. And so you, Nicole Marie Longfield, having been found guilty upon trial by jury of the crime of criminal vehicular homicide, that as punishment you shall be committed to the Commissioner of Corrections for a period of 48 months. I am also ordering that you pay restitution in this matter. You shall be responsible for the funeral expenses. Ms. Longfield, do you have any questions about my order? Bailiff?
Wow, what a powerful video. Thank you for that, but we are far from over. One of the things, as you see my 14 students up here that were my role players for this program, they've been working with me over the last 7 months putting this program together. The time and effort they have put into it is tremendous. We asked them to do probably one of the most difficult things last night after this crash scenario. We asked them to write letters to their family, friends, and parents that started out, "Today I died and never got to tell you." We also asked their parents last night to write those same letters Today you died and I never got to tell you.
Get a little closer. Hold it.
All right. We'll see if everyone can hear me now. Our first speaker, or first family that would like to share their letters is the Tronson family.
Today I died and I never got to tell you that you're the strongest person I've ever known. You've been through so much and you've powered through so greatly. I never got to tell you how much you mean to me. We're so close and I absolutely love that we can be silly together. It makes me so happy to see you laugh or smile, especially when you're laughing at my jokes with tears rolling down your face to the point where sound is not heard. When I'm with you, I can truly be myself. Our relationship is irreplaceable and nothing is ever worth destroying it. You're always here for me when I need you. You've never let me down. Every time I would get out of line, you'd be there to straighten me out, even when I disagreed, when I thought I was just fine and what I was doing wasn't harmful to myself or to others, or you. But now I understand that the groundings were just a result of how much you cared about me, how you wanted me to be safe, how you didn't want me making bad choices that could potentially ruin my life or end my life. I'm sorry for all the times I was disrespectful, dishonest, made you feel sad. I'm sorry for all the times I didn't thank you for dinner, hug you when you felt lonely, or do the dishes when they were piled high, because I know you're already busy parenting for two. Sometimes I think I take you for granted, but I'm sorry I didn't appreciate you enough, but I do now. You're the rock in our family. You keep us together. Without you, I would be lost. I don't know who else I could go to for the best advice on literally everything. You're an amazing mom, and you're not just a mother and daughter, we're friends too. I'll miss you very much, but I'll always be checking up on you to see your beautiful self. I love you so much, Mom. Tell Jenna and all my friends I love them too. Keep me in your prayers.
Angela Mary, pretty princess Angela. Today you died, and I never got to tell you, don't go. Don't go to the party. Don't drink. Don't get into that car. And don't leave us this way. I couldn't bear it. I taught you to look both ways when crossing the street, and to watch for strangers, to wear your bike helmet, and not to run with hard candy in your mouth. All your life I fought to keep you safe, but did I ever tell you why? Since the day you were born, you shone with your own special light. Ask anyone who knows and loves you. We feel it the moment you walk into the room. Don't steal that from us. Don't rob us of your beautiful smile and your gentle heart or your sassy spirit that makes you so fun to be around. Being your mom is one of the best things that has ever happened to me. I am so proud of who you are. We both know how real this could have been. But you and only you have turned yourself around. You've shown the strength and character of someone beyond your years. This is the greatest gift you could have ever given me. The greatest gift you could give to any of the people that you love. More time. More time for food fights at the dinner table. More time to demand birthday cake for no reason. More time for Ryan to torture you with long bike rides. More time for you to torture Jenna and me by singing so much louder than the radio. More time to dance around the kitchen. More time to laugh until we cry. And more time to just have you around to love.
Thank you. Some of you may be wondering why this seems so real and realistic. Part of the reason for that is yesterday when my 14 students up here came to school, one of the first things we did is we took their cell phones from them. Many of you may have sent them texts throughout the day or following our mock crash last night, and they didn't respond. The reason was they did not have those phones or that option to respond. They were not allowed to have contact with the outside world other than the group of them up here. They were not allowed to talk to their parents. So when we asked these students to sit down and write these letters, that was real emotion as well as with their parents. The next family that would like to share their letters is Maya Richardson's family.
Today you died and I never got to tell you thank you for being the special person that you were. I thought that your brother Jordan would be our last child. Little did I know that God had one more gift in store for our family. I keep thinking how I never imagined a world with you. Now I can't imagine a world without you. I knew you would go someday, but I only thought it would be off to college, then to a job in Martin City, then to all the beautiful tragedies of life. I never thought it would come to such an abrupt ending. Little things about you make my world so much better. Seeing you awaken so joyful each morning, getting a hug each morning before leaving for work was a beautiful way to start my day. I loved how you asked if you could tell me something. I would say no, and then you would proceed telling me anyway. Knowing that I was just kidding, but not knowing how much I enjoyed you sharing with me. I am thankful for all we have shared. While I know you are in a better place, I am sad that more of the world will not be able to share the Maya I know. I told you often I loved you. The last thing I said to you was I love you. I know I will see you again. From today you died, but I didn't get to say that you made a difference, and you will live inside me always. Always.
Today you died. On May 17, 1970, I was 10 years old. My family had come in from a spring neighborhood barbecue, and I went in the living room and flipped on the TV. It was 10 o'clock, and the news was on, and they were showing a crash scene. And then they said names I knew. My favorite, beloved Aunt Artie and my great-grandma Tina had been killed. Without warning, everything changed. My 3 cousins had no mom, my uncle, no wife, my dad, no grandma. I still miss my aunt and great-grandma after all this time. When I was a junior in high school, I sat in church one Sunday spring morning and the pastor announced, Glenn Passo shot himself last night and he died. I felt I was in the dream of, this can't be real again, but it was. Glenn sat in front of me in physics and next to me in Sunday school since 4th grade. He was quiet and shy and good. He could draw things unbelievably well. His parents were conservative farmers. Glenn went to a dance and drank underage with some buddies Saturday night. He got caught. His father had to pick him up from jail. Glenn couldn't stand to see his parents hurt. He could see no hope in the next day. I saw the utter brokenness of his parents' and sister's grief. They never got over their sorrow, and I still think about Glenn and his family. The winter of my senior year, a dear buddy, a year older, was being wild and crazy with friends at college. They tied an inner tube to a car bumper and were driving, giving each other rides around the open area on a frozen lake. Then the rope broke, and Mick went flying and hit his head, and he was in a coma for 6 weeks. Mick lived, and we're still friends. but Mick was drastically changed forever in an instant. A week after high school graduation, my other buddy since 4th grade, Gordy, driving alone and drunk, hit a tree with his Volkswagen Beetle and he died the next day. I can't forget Gordy either and what his family has missed. By the time I was 17, I had learned that any moment with someone might be the last. Anything could happen to me or them. I also learned no matter how bad something is, we can try and fix it tomorrow. Things might look different tomorrow or the next day, and so I decided to be a certain way, to live a certain way. I wouldn't wait to tell people I love them because this might be the last time, and no problem was too big to not have a solution, a living solution. Maya, I've told you some of those things, and I've tried hard to tell you everything and to encourage you to tell me anything. But life gets busy and crazy, and maybe there's some things you didn't know I haven't said, and to never have the chance sucks all the breath and life right out of me. Maybe I didn't say it outright or clearly or often enough. I know that you knew I loved you deeply, but sometimes I thought you thought I loved you because I had to, because I'm your mom. But did you know I don't just love you, I like you. If we were the same age, I'd want to be your friend. I like your energy and passion. You can't stand whiny complainers or put-downs, and I like the way you reject phoniness in yourself and in others. Your open heart and mind brings me joy and great perspective every day. You could always see how it might be for someone else, and that's beyond giving and thinking of others. You always found a way to give, too. I remember even when you were like 4 or 5 and you had no money to buy gifts. Every single birthday or holiday, you'd secretly scavenge the house and make something out of whatever you could find. We got the weirdest concoctions of Kleenex boxes and notebook paper and pipe cleaners and stickers. Sometimes we couldn't tell what it was, but they were some of the best gifts we ever got because you did it all on your own. You're one of the most beautiful people I've ever known, and not just because you're my daughter. You know that before you were born, we almost lost you. You were coming way too early, and every day for weeks I was frozen in fear. I could not leave that hospital without a living you. And every day, every single day since you were born, I've been so thankful to have you and know you and watch you and love you and laugh with you and worry with you and cry with you and even rarely argue or disagree. I can't accept a life without you in it. I don't know how that same frozen fear comes back. It's not that I'll miss what you might be, and you know I believed you were capable of anything you set your heart or mind to. I don't know if you would marry or not, have 10 kids or 0, be a reclusive novelist or a nerdy English teacher or a star on Broadway or an overworked psychiatrist or a school counselor. How could I miss what I don't know? What I'll miss crazily, insanely, deeply, constantly, painfully is you. I'll miss your shining, smiling face. I miss what you think about it, whatever it is. I'll miss your laugh, your perspective, your critiques, your energy, and your love. It's been so easy being your mom. Sometimes I feel like you raised yourself. You just observe and know the right thing is and do it. I'll miss your powers of persuasion. I remember when you were 7 and you researched dog breeds and wrote facts on note cards at 7, all on your own to persuade us to get a dog, and what kind. And when a dog wasn't coming, you switched to persuade us to some other pet. And when that wasn't working, you finally wrote us a letter listing reasons why any child should have any pet, and that you would, in the end, even accept a worm. So how could you let someone persuade you to do something stupid and dangerous? I just can't fathom it. The only hard thing ever was watching your confidence slip a little as you became a teen. It happens to everyone, but it was hard because you had every reason to be confident. The only thing you were ever really wrong about was comparing yourself to anybody else. There's no one youer than you. You are irreplaceable. You're our Maya Papaya. You're my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make everyone around you happy, even when skies are gray. Please don't take my sunshine away. The whole world badly needed the sunshine that only you can provide, and there's a hole that's left, a hole too big. And you give sunshine, but I don't think I ever told you how graciously you also receive it. I deeply appreciate how you appreciate what you have and aren't always wanting more. Part of the joy in surprising you with going to California for your 16th birthday was knowing that it was something you didn't expect. You accept people as they are, and that's the thing I always felt proudest about you. And you made me feel like I was your sunshine too, even in my failings and mistakes. I don't know how to live either, not being able to love and shine on you, and no one to share avocados with me anymore.
Thank you. The next family I have is Karen Burge and her family.
Retta, today I died and never got to tell you how much it actually meant to me. I loved you even when we didn't talk for the longest time. You are my little sis and always will be. I will never forget all the days we went to the summer program and had so much fun. I love that you stood up for me, even when everybody said bad things about me. You were always the person I wanted to talk to when I got to the point where I felt so bad. We've went through so much rough patches together, but I'm glad that you're still here for me. I'm sorry that I passed and we weren't on the greatest terms. I am also glad that you and Destiny forced me to find the girly side of me. I will be there in your spirit, in my spirit, when you have my nieces and nephew, and I can't wait to laugh when you have just a little girl like you. She will be the most stubborn person in the world, but I will love her just the same. I love you, little sis. Ma, today I died and never got to tell you I love you. You make my dad happy, and that's all that ever mattered to me. You helped me open up more than anyone else in my life. I never would have if I didn't even know you. Even though we didn't have the greatest relationship, and I know how much you still love me and cared about me. I'm sorry that I wouldn't be able to give you grandbabies as you hoped, but will you kiss my babies for me one last time? And I never wanted to let you go. I love you, Mom.
Dear Karen, today they told me I would never see your smile again, never hear your laugh. So many things went through my head, all my hopes and dreams for you. I will never get to see you graduate, go off to college, meet the man of your dreams. Or kiss my grandbaby's face. All these things gone in a second. How do I say goodbye to my child? How do I tell you enough that I loved you? That you were perfect just the way you are? That I was proud of the person you became? It seems like only yesterday that I saw you for the first time, and now it's the last time. How do I get the message to heaven I love you? I miss you and I need you. But Mom.
I have one from our dad. It says, Dear Karen, I don't think I told you enough how much I love you or that I miss you every time you leave. or how proud I am of you for the person you have become. Now that you're gone, I never will be able to. My heart is broken, never be the same, for I have lost a daughter that means so much to me. My 5 kids are now down to 4, and God took one to heaven. I guess he wanted you back home. My 3 daughters that stood beside each other now are 2 that can comfort each other. They will never be in your wedding, and I will never give you away. I will never see you graduate or even have a child. You will never go to culinary school and be the best chef you ever wanted. I don't know how to go on without you in my life, but I know I have to. If not for me, then just to keep your memories alive. I love you, and I will always miss you with all my heart. Love, your dad. All right, and then this one's mine. It says, Karen, I still don't believe it's real. How can you be gone so soon? I didn't know what to think when the doctor told me, and now I know you're my big sister and my hero. You're my cover for when I get in trouble, and the girl I always loved to fight with. I mean, you have to admit it was always fun. But after all those fights, like we said, nothing can ever come between us, and it never did. I don't know what I'll do when Destiny and I are getting older and having families. We were all supposed to be by each other's side, and now I won't ever be able to meet your children, or be in your wedding, or come over and eat your amazing food. I can't think of my children growing up with only one auntie, because I have always known 2 will be there. I loved growing up and none of us being scared, because we always had each other to tell people not to mess with one another. Or when all of us would get in trouble, none of us would confess, or we all would. Thank you for being my big sister, and I wish I could have told you thank you and I love you one last time. You're my rock, my big sister, and I know you'll always be there for me, looking down and watching over my life to make sure I do everything right. I will kiss your babies for you, and I love you.
Thank you. Next, I would like to invite Alan Bergstedt up to share his letter that he wrote.
Dear Mom, today I died and I never got to tell you thank you for everything you've ever done for me. Whether or not I agreed with you, I'm grateful because you made me who I am. I didn't tell you how much you've helped me get through life. You've put your entire life on hold for me. You've driven me miles to soccer games, yelled obnoxiously for me from the sidelines, and brought my brother and I to Dairy Queen, even if we lost 20-0. I remember how much you'd encouraged me after every game. You gave me my passion for soccer and for life. I look up to you, Mom, when I'm feeling down because you inspire me. When I've disappointed you and I was afraid you'd be mad, you'd remind me how much you love me, even when my grades sucked and I couldn't even hold my own life together. I haven't taken the time to tell you how much I love you too and admire you. If I had the chance, the lessons you taught me, I would have carried throughout my entire life. Even though I'm not the best at showing it, I look forward to seeing you when I get home at 9 o'clock from all my activities. You sacrificed a lot for me, and it's about time I told you I'm grateful. To my little brother, you're turning into one heck of a soccer player. You might even beat me soon. I tease you and get on your case because I love you, and I want to see you live your life 150%. I want you to stick with school, to follow your dreams, and live the life I couldn't live. You're special, little bro. And even though I have to, I don't ever want to leave your side. I love you both. I love you, Mom, for midnight runs to Walgreens for contact solution after I beg you to go for hours because I forgot that I was out. I love you for supporting the crazy and sometimes really dumb things I do. And I love you for sticking with me all the time and making me feel better when I feel like the world is working against me. You taught me my positive attitude, gave me my determination, and showed me to live life to the fullest. My life wouldn't be the same without you.
Thank you. The final impact letter that we have to share is from Nicole Longfield and her family.
Rachel, the day I died, I never got to tell you that you truly are my best friend. You've been there since day one, literally. You're my hand to hold when I'm scared, my shoulder to cry on when I'm sad, and you're there to tell me when I'm being stupid. Even though we have times where we fight and we say we hate each other, I never mean it. And if I mean sometimes I push you around or I'm too nosy into your business, it's only because I care about you and I want to protect you. I don't ever want to picture life without you because what would I be without my other half? It would never be Nicole and Rachel anymore. I'm just lucky to be able to call you my best friend and my sister, because not everyone can say that. I really do love you and you will always be my little sister, even if it's only 10 minutes. You'll be my best friend forever. We're sisters by blood, but best friends by choice. You're my other half. I love you. Mom, the day I died, I never got to tell you how thankful I am for everything you do for me. I know we've had our rough patches, but in a way, I feel that's only made us closer. Sometimes I feel bad for times I've treated you badly, and I only wish that I could take them back. But that's all in the past now, and we can only grow. You're an amazing mom, and I can't picture anything differently. You've blessed me with a wonderful life, and I don't say it a lot, but thank you. I'm bad with showing my emotions, and I regret that now. I'm scared of seeming weak in front of you, because I feel like sometimes I want to be the rock for you, because you're the rock for me. I do try, and just know no matter how much we argue, I will always love you. I'll never forget all the times we would go shopping, and we'll go, and me helping you pick out outfits. I never understood how much you really do for me, and I'm realizing it when it's too late. But it's better late than never. I will never be able to repay you for all you've done for me and our family, and I can only regret that. You'll always be my mom, and I'll love you forever. Dad, the day I died, I never got to tell you that I love you and your crazy self. I never told you that enough. I should have hugged you more. I know that since I've grown up, we've drifted apart because maybe I'm not your little girl anymore. But inside, our hearts will always be, in our hearts, I'll always be your little girl. And you'll always be my daddy. I'll never forget going golfing with you or going on fake camping trips in our backyard. You have taught me so much about life, and I will treasure all of it. Just never forget that I will always love you, and you'll always be the #1 man in my life forever.
Nicole, today you died, and I never got to tell you how much you mean to me. You blossomed from a beautiful, healthy baby to a beautiful, talented young lady. Your accomplishments in life have been many. From elementary school through high school, you have made me proud to say you are my daughter. We have so many family memories, like all of our vacations we were able to go on, broken arms from climbing the fence and doing cartwheels, camping in the backyard, cousins get-togethers, birthdays, holidays, countless picnics, bonfires, making s'mores with the neighbor kids, dressing you the same only to confuse your teachers. Me volunteering too much at school just to keep an eye on you. Your school plays and concerts, the list is endless. My favorite part of all those things was watching your smiling face. I have many of those burnt in my memory. Right next to you is always your twin sister Rachel. You girls did everything together. Nobody could break that bond you had with her. I am not sure how I'm going to be able to handle just having one of you now. Even more, I'm concerned how your sister is going to go on without you. I am sure we will both get help from many wonderful friends you and your sister have made over the years, especially all the theater and choir kids here at Blaine High School. They have been a big part of your life for the past 4 years, not to mention the staff here at Blaine High School. They are amazing and have made Nicole's last 4 years a great experience. You know who you are, because she always expressed her feelings about you. For that, I am grateful. 18 years of life with twins would be a hard thing to overcome. I am blessed to have many family members and friends to help me through this tragic loss. You will never be forgotten. I love you, Nicole.
Today you died, and I was never able to tell you how proud I am of all your achievements you have done to this day. You have touched so many people's life at such a young age. It's hard to believe you are no longer here with us. It's going to be really hard for me to get by not seeing your smiling face or hearing you sing around the house or just goofing around with your sister. We were blessed with twins. Now we have one. Love you, Nicole.
Nicole, the day you died, I never got to tell you how much you mean to me. I honestly don't know who I would be if I didn't have you as my twin sister. You are my best friend in the entire world and always will be. I can barely even write this letter knowing that you will never see it. We always do everything together, and the thought of you not being here anymore breaks my heart. Now that you are gone, a part of me is missing that can never be filled. We can't be known as the Longfields or the twins anymore because my other half will be missing. How do I go on when I know you won't be by my side? I can't imagine life without you. I don't even know if I will be able to look at myself in the mirror anymore because all I will see is you. We shared so many things together, I don't even know if I can handle you being gone. You are my only sister, my twin, and no one will ever replace you. You always will be the most important person in my life and the most beautiful person in the world. There is no better friend than a sister, and there is no better sister than you. I love you for always and ever. You're my partner in crime.
Thank you very much. Those are very powerful letters. Last fall, I had the opportunity to meet a young man who's got a story he would like to share. His name is Alex Bailoff. Back in 2009, he was the victim of a drunk driving related accident, and I'm going to invite him up here to share his story. Alex?
Nice belly. Okay. My name is Alex Bailoff. I am 22 years old, and I'm glad to be speaking in front of all of you today. My story began on Halloween 2009 when I was walking with 3 of my college friends in Duluth, Minnesota, and we became victims of a pedestrian hit-and-run drunk driver. I spent a month in St. Mary's Trauma Unit. 17 of those days I was in a deep coma. Francis High School in June of '09. I was a two-sport athlete, loved playing basketball and baseball. I was too big of a wuss to play my favorite sport, football. I hold the honor of being number 3 in my school's history of three-point field goals made. I graduated with honors and was in my first semester of college when my life changed all because of one woman's bad choices. This is my new life. I'm one of the 5.2 million in the U.S. and one of the 100,000 people in Minnesota living with a traumatic brain injury. I fell victim to the 1 in 7 Minnesotans that has a drunken driving conviction. My life is forever changed. I am no longer who I once was. I am no longer the old me. I lost my old identity. I lost my short-term memory and need 24-hour care. I can't even tell you what I had for my last meal. Every day I wake up not remembering anything about the day before. I love playing basketball and shooting the three. I used to have a six-pack, but since my shoes tucked in, I can't show you. I now have a one-roll two-hole. The new me. I'm grateful to have my external brains, my cell phone, my journal, and my iPad. They help me to remember what I ate for my last meal, or when my favorite teams or comedy shows are playing on TV. Tosh Point. And my favorite March Madness. I still love music, especially rap. And as weird as this may sound, I can remember new and old songs, new commercials and jingles. When I was in my coma, my parents played music all the time. My friends wanted my mom and dad to play a new language and see if I'd wake up speaking Japanese. My hope is that after today, you don't ever drink and drive, so you don't hurt yourself or anyone else, or you end up dead or have permanent brain damage like me. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, for such an amazing story. It is my pleasure to introduce our very own Anoka County Attorney, Tony Palumbo.
Put her in here. Thank you. Thank you, Officer Evans. How are we doing? Okay. I do appreciate the invitation to be able to talk to you this morning. My name is Tony Palumbo. I'm the Anoka County Attorney. I am the elected chief prosecutor for Anoka County. Those lawyers that you saw in the video, the prosecutor does work in my office, John Odette. As I was watching that video and certainly listening to the stories here, they're very realistic, by the way. That video is very realistic. If you work in the public safety field, you see this sort of situation happen all the time. It's really tragic to see, but it's very realistic. But I was reminded of the play Christmas Carol, where Scrooge has to go through Christmas past, present, and future, and he gets to the ghost of Christmas future, and he says, "Will that happen?" And the ghost, of course, indicates it's your choice, Scrooge. Is that going to happen to you? So it's all about choice. That's what this whole program today is about. It is about making choices. We all make big choices, don't we? We decide, as you heard in the film, they were going to go to school. They were going to go into various careers. They were going to make big choices. And they also make little choices. You make choices as to what you're going to wear in the morning, what classes you're going to take, who you're going to hang around that night. But every now and then, those little choices become big choices. Getting in the car, right? Getting in the car, taking the drink, etc. That little choice became a big choice. And if you're driving or riding, that choice, as you saw in the video, does affect the rest of your life. Let's do the physics a little bit about when someone's driving an automobile and they're not in control. You got about a 4,000-pound missile out there with nobody at the wheel, right? The physics. If you're driving 60 miles an hour, how far are you traveling in 1 second? You're traveling 88 feet a second. For football players, that's almost 30 yards, right? That's 3 first downs you've traveled like that. And no one's in control of that automobile at 4,000 pounds driving down the street. You saw what happens then when something goes wrong. In that very, very split second of time when you're not in control because you're either drunk or because you're texting. You've seen the immediate personal consequences, haven't you? You've heard the stories, you've heard the families talk about it. That's an immediate consequence. I know you're probably sitting next to some of your best friends here today. Can you imagine if you had to go to their funeral on Saturday? And can you imagine how bad it would be if you were the cause for that person's funeral? That's the kind of choice you have to think about when you're making these decisions when you're behind the wheel. You saw the legal consequences. That's very real. When they talk about Minnesota sentencing guidelines, 4 years in prison, people get that all the time. They do, they get it all the time. And you can be certified to stand trial as an adult, as you heard in the video. And when that happens, your family is not going to be able to take care of this. Once you've been arrested and you're placed in the system now owns you at that point. The long-term consequences, as you've seen. I mean, obviously, if you are convicted, you go to jail, you go to prison, you're now a felon. That changes your outlook on life. And I know it may not mean much to you, but your next speaker is going to talk a little bit about that and what happened to him. And of course, you always have to face this when you're looking for a job, when you're looking for any sort of relationship. And you're always going to carry around the thoughts of the victim. You've heard Alex this morning about what happened to him. That's what can happen to many people. Alex so eloquently stated in his coming back and living his life. The people who will be killed would not have that ability to do that. The purpose today really, and what you're supposed to learn from today, is that your choice does matter. So what you learn today, hopefully, will be a part of your knowledge so that you can make a better choice tomorrow. None of us wants to go through what we saw here. None of us wants to hear about those letters. And in fact, the best thing could be if those parents throw away the letters and never have to use them. Isn't it an unfortunate fact of life that if you make some of those bad choices, somebody may have to write those letters? And I wish you all luck. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It is my pleasure to introduce our last speaker, Reverend Montclair.
Everybody still awake? Holy moly. My butt's asleep. These are the worst benches I've ever sat on in my life. All right, here's the deal. Let's seriously give some thanks to everybody up here that put all the time in. I do have a couple things to say about the video, though. Everybody knows Tim Evans, Officer Tim Evans. He's kind of got this thing rolling. Let's give him a round of applause, please. Nobody told him that the camera adds 30 pounds. I told you I was coming to get you, buddy. I'm not going there. He's way too big for me. So here we go. It comes down to this. We saw the videos. We've heard the letters. We saw Tony Palumbo, the county attorney, prosecutor. And everything about this whole situation is fake. Except Alex. Let's give him another round. I don't know if anybody's ever said this to you, but
No.
I am sorry for everything that happened. Truly sorry. I never got a chance to say that to anybody that was involved in my life. In this little video, Nicole was drunk driving and she killed somebody and she died and whoever died. I couldn't even pay attention to all of it because I'm getting old. I can't hardly hear anything. But I know it's all fake because I've been through this before. But it wasn't for Alex. And it wasn't fake for me. Because I'm the guy that was driving that car. For real. It started out as a bunch of fun. Same situation. Just went south. You never think it's going to happen. I went to Centennial. We were called the Chiefs back then. And we used to play against the Bengals all the time, and I would let the air out of your bus tires. I could say that now. But I would, and then you couldn't get home, and it was a big fiasco. It was all kinds of fun. But anyway, over here off 105th is the Blaine Sports Center. And we used to party it up, and we'd get out on 105th, and we'd drag race our cars up and down that road. It's about the perfect length. Get up, stop, turn around, come back, pull in the parking lot, brag about whose car is faster, all that kind of stuff. But on August 22nd of 1995, I happened to be going down that road and I blew past a cop, going as fast as my car would go, I don't even know. By the time I slammed on my brakes, they clocked me at 117 miles an hour, but I was doing a lot faster than that. I had never been in trouble in my life, not one time. I played every sport you could play. I wasn't too good at school, though. In the video, I was thinking, I think I'd have just cut class the next day. I wouldn't even have went to school. That's just me. But anyway, long story short, I blew past a cop. I had a bunch of buddies in my car. And they said, take a right, man. No, take a left. Keep going. So I took a right, and I took a left, and I kept going. And I kept going, and I kept going. And I kept going because I'd never been in trouble in my life and I didn't know what to do and I was scared to death. Right, left, right, left, right. And I came around a corner and I hit a squad car. That didn't stop me though. I just kept going. A few more rights, a few more lefts. And then there was another squad car. And then they put up a roadblock, so I took the ditch. Then I went the wrong way on Highway 10. And I just kept going, and going, and going. And what stopped me was a guy and his buddy coming home from work, minding their own business, that I T-boned doing 111 miles an hour on City Avenue. The driver died instantly, and the passenger is in a wheelchair for life. Everybody in my car except me ended up in the hospital. Nothing happened. That was almost 20 years ago.
So Tony Palumbo got up and talked about the ghost of Christmas past and present and future.
So my role is the ghost of killing somebody future. That's what I'm here to talk about, because I know all about it. I know all about spending 20 years in a system that you can't get out of and you'll never get out of.
I know all about being a felon. And I'm not up here to have a pity party for myself. This is simply a factual account of what life is like if you decide to take somebody out because you want to be an idiot. Because it's all about you, because you're the coolest, because your car's the fastest. Now I'm talking about me. Thought I was untouchable. So, I go to court, I get sentenced to 22 and a half years in prison. And a $5 million fine. I spent 14 years in prison, and I want to talk about when I get out, because that's really where you think life is going to pick back up. You're going to be back on your feet. Well, getting back on your feet in today's society is an impossibility, I'm going to say. You could Google it, look up the list of jobs you can't get with a felony. You can't get any kind of job where you have access to anybody's personal information, credit card information, that, which includes McDonald's. They actually laughed me out of McDonald's right down the road. So why would we hire you? We got a whole high school full of kids here that want to work. I guess I don't know. So anyway, now I work as a turd herder. You know what that is? Turd herder. I clean clogged toilets. That's what I do. All day, every day, day in, day out. It's not a job that most people want to have. But your options are pretty limited. You're not going to be a doctor, you're pretty much not going to do anything you wanted to do. So you're going to take whatever job you can get. Also, part of the stipulations of being a felon and being on parole and owing $5 million in fines is that you can never have more than $3,000 and you can never own anything that's worth more than $3,000. I was kind of jealous of some of the vehicles I saw in the video. I'm like, wow, look at that. It's got a little rust, but looks like it runs okay. That'd be sweet. But you can't have one. Your family, they might love you to death. At least I thought mine did. They might disown you. They might never want to talk to you again. So in my case, it's been 20 years. I haven't seen or heard from anybody in my family. All the friends I had are gone. So I got a dog, because I know that if somebody had to write a letter for me and it said, today you died and I never got the chance to tell you, it would just say, today you died and good riddance. Because I got nobody. It's a choice that I made. But it's no life. It's not the kind of life you want. So I got a dog. Because I know that my dog doesn't care. Every day I get home, it's happy to see me. Doesn't know that I'm a felon. Doesn't know that I, probably does, probably got a good nose. Probably knows that I play with turds all day, but I'm saying, today we're the sum total of every decision we ever made. Everybody here made a decision to show up. Some of you made a decision to pay attention. Some of you didn't. Trying to captivate the audience here, it's a little tough. It's been rough. It's been a rough week for this whole district. Right? Because although this is fake, there's things going on that are real. There's people that are gone that are never coming back. And that's tough. It's tough to think about stuff like that. And like I said, it's not a pity party, but it's tough to get up every day and think about the fact that you ruined many lives. Everybody in my car, the guy that died, the guy in the wheelchair. As bad as I want to make my life out to be, it's nothing compared to what I did and what I caused those people. People like Alex. So they say if you don't pick a dog picks you. I wanted to go with a big boy, a big tough boy. And I ended up with a little skinny girl. And she picked me. And I didn't know anything about taking care of a girl dog. Well, she's a girl dog. So now my little girl dog is running around with little pink panties. I don't get it. You know? You let her out, you gotta remember to take the pink panties off because they don't even know they're wearing panties. It's a nightmare. But I'm glad to have it, and I get the opportunity to have a dog. People that are gone, they don't get opportunities to do anything. They don't even get the opportunity to deal with consequences of their own decisions. Right now, anything is possible for any one of you. You can do anything, you can be anything, you can go anywhere. When you make this decision, it doesn't seem like anything. It seems simple. And I've done it. It's horrible to say, but I've still fallen into it. You get a text, right? You reply with a little smiley face or a K or an LOL, right? Quick. Oh, it's just quick. Only take my eyes off the road for a second. That 1 second's 4 years in prison. 1 second, 4 years in prison. For gross negligence. Boom. You were calling out some of the sentences on there talking about vehicular homicide, and wow, I wish I had that judge. Where did this 20-something years come from for me? Well, it came from the fact that not only did I kill somebody, but I put a half a dozen people in the hospital, and I fled police, and I did it. It just kept aggravating and compounding and aggravating and compounding. So when I finally got to sentencing, I went, you've aggravated us and compounded us to death, and we don't ever want to see you again. So bye-bye. And I don't blame you. But that split-second decision, that look at that phone, to answer that text, or the big life-altering decision to show up at a party, smash some beers, do the beer pong, play ping pong, do whatever you're going to do, and then we used to play presidents and assholes. Remember that game? And maybe none of you ever played it. I've been at schools where nobody drinks. This might be one of those. Maybe none of you have ever been to a party. But if it isn't, if a few of you have made those decisions and you're still here, then it worked out okay for you. And I just hope that after this, that when those situations arise, that you can go, oh yeah, that guy did say something about his life totally sucking. He never amounted to anything. Or what it's like to get up every day and just be a piece of garbage. To be in a crowded room like this and be totally alone. Day in and day out. 75 job applications, no job. 3,000 apartments available just in Anoka County. I can't qualify for one. You know why? Because they don't take felons. your life after this choice. Not a pity party, just the facts. So you might get a dog, and they're gonna love you, and I love my dog. She's awesome, her name's Wrigley, like the gum, because she's double the fun. She's double the fun, she's big and dumb, and every day I get home, she punches me in the face, and she's all happy. And that, and this right here make life worth living. Because if it gets through to any one of you, then it's worth it. Just one of you decides, I'm not going to answer that phone right now. I'm not going to shoot that text back, because I might take out somebody. I might take out myself. And there's people that will miss you. Nobody missed me, but there's people that will probably miss you, except for a couple of them I met. Just kidding. The school's been awesome. We've been walking through the halls. Everybody's been nice, cordial, helpful. You guys always got people going to, it's on the news, you know, science thing, this and that, people competing. All your sports teams are phenomenal. You're like one big family here. You all take care of each other. You all support each other. You all love each other. You might get on each other's nerves and do whatever and want to slap each other silly once in a while, but I look around, I just see one big family. If you look around, you see each other as people, people that you care about, people that you love, and people that you wouldn't want to lose. Then hopefully you're going to see each other as people you don't want to have taken away or stolen away. Or you don't want to be the cause of that person going away. So I'm just asking, you know, there's a show, I bounce around, I jump around, I don't even make any sense half the time when I talk. But there's a show, a movie called Kingpin, right? It's with Woody Harrelson. He's a bowler and he loses his hand. He gets his hand cut off because he owes some money, something like that. So he can never bowl again. Anyway, for the rest of the movie, when somebody screws up, the bowler's name is Munson. So they go, oh, you just pulled a Munson. You just pulled a Munson, right? So I don't want you to pull an Everett. Don't pull an Everett, because you will be the ultimate in losers at that point in time. So you see somebody screwing up, just put that in your head. You just pulled an Everett. You just pulled an Everett, you idiot. What'd you do that for? Hey, that guy tripped going down the hall, he just pulled an Everett. Look at this goofy get up, man. Look at this guy, he doesn't even match, he's not even color coordinated. He just pulled an Everett. Right? Anything that you think about that's stupid, anything that you think about that's just absolutely ridiculous and makes somebody look like a complete moron, then that's what you say. That's an Everett right there. Right? You used to have Mr. Yuck stickers, don't drink this, don't do this, don't be whatever. You don't want to be an Everett. You don't want to have no life. You don't want to have no future. You don't want to have no hope for the future. That's all I'm asking. That's all I'm asking. Well, I guess my time's up. You know, I care about you kids. I love you kids. I get kids the same age as you, and I just don't want any of you to be gone. One day I might be coming to you to look for a job. Maybe you'll help me out. You can clean your toilet. Right? Hopefully I got through to somebody. God bless all of you.
I just have a few closing remarks before we wrap up stuff here. The unfortunate reality is that while you're in school today, an average of 14 people die in the United States from an alcohol-related accident. Our goal is through programs and education and stuff like this that we can help eliminate that. Those are people that don't need to die. We ask that you guys think twice before drinking, think twice before getting behind the wheel, think twice before you're texting while in your vehicle.